Well, we're out on our little travels again. To my little dog's annoyance, we've stopped by these ruins. It's Good Friday, and I saw a funny sign. It says, love like Jesus, but wash your hands like Pontius Pilate. It's an attempt at humour, isn't it? But Pontius Pilate washing his hands was not an attempt to remove germs, but an attempt to remove Jesus Christ. And the reality is that our society has, in these last many years, been attempting to remove Jesus Christ from the story of their lives. And that's nothing new. On Good Friday, the same was being done. Sadly, it began with the religious leaders who should have known better. They were desperate to remove Jesus Christ from their lives. The thin veneer of holiness, the thin veneer of religious observance, and that was soon overcome. And a violent and unpleasant and vicious and selfish heart was revealed when they didn't get their own way. And that is always the case with those who have only religion but not real faith. But then Jesus is taken to Pilate because the religious leaders couldn't have him killed without the agreement of the political leaders. And so he comes to Pilate, and John records this in chapter 18. And as he comes towards the end of what is a public and political trial, Pilate goes back into the palace and summons Jesus and asks him, "Are you the king of the Jews?" Jesus said, "Is that your own idea? Or did others talk about me?" Am I a Jew?" Pilate replied. "It was your people and your chief priests who handed you over to me. What is it that you have done?" Jesus said, "My kingdom is not of this world. If it were, my servants would fight to prevent my arrest by the Jews, but now my kingdom is from another place." "Are you a king then?" said Pilate. Jesus answered, "You are right in saying I'm a king. In fact, for this very reason I was born, and for this very reason I came into the world, to testify to the truth. Everyone on the side of truth listens to me." "What is truth?" Pilate asked. With this he went out again and said to the Jews, "I find no basis for a charge against him. But it is your custom for me to release one prisoner at the time of the Passover. Do you want me to release the King of the Jews?" They shouted back, "Not him. Give us Barabbas." Now Barabbas had taken part in a rebellion. And then we have the account of the Pilate taking the soldiers into their area, and where Jesus is tortured, a crown of thorns and weeping and beating. But here is the one who would be judge of all the earth being judged. And there are two attempts to remove him. The first, his influence, the first attempt was is through religion to try and show him to be false. And the second attempt is just to wash the hands of him. Well, how Jesus was rejected. And the same is true today for us and those around us. And on this Good Friday, let's ask ourselves very carefully, are we followers of Christ? Let's ask ourselves, do we do his will? Are his loves our loves, his thoughts our thoughts? And then also reflect on what he went through. The rejection by men, by friends, by religious leaders, in order to save us. Well, on this Good Friday morning, and on this day when we reflect about the final days and the death of our Lord Jesus Christ, may God bless you and keep you, cause his face to shine upon you and give you peace. From me and from my little friend who's very talkative this morning. Have a good day.